MEM School of Engineering, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Video Lecture 3, Department Mechatronics, Subject Code MT6801, Title Automotive Electronics. Unit number 3, Sensors and Actuators. Sensors and actuators play the main role in the automotive electronics field, mainly for car manufacturing. For automatic process, we need sensors and actuators. In this unit, we are going to discuss about these two topics. First part is sensor. Second part is actuators. In sensors, we are going to see about airflow rate sensor, engine crankshaft angular position sensor, Hall effect, then throttle angle sensor, temperature sensor, and exhaust gas oxygen sensor. In actuator part, we are going to study about fuel injectors, exhaust recirculation actuators, stepper motor actuators, vacuum operated actuators. Let's see what is sensor. A sensor is a device or subsystem whose purpose is to detect event or changes in its environment and send the information to another electronic, frequently a computer process. Sensor is nothing but get the data from environment and it is converted into the analog or digital value. So in this diagram we have external sources, and the external source means that is environment value that is converted into voltage or current or digital values. These are the different type of sensors we are used in the car. First one, airflow rate, to find out the rate of air and density, like that. The next one, engine crankshaft angular position sensor. They identify the speed of wheel and position of wheel, and like that. Next, Hall effect. It's a concept we are used in the sensors. Throttle angle sensor. It will identify the throttle valve position, angle position identification. Next one, temperature sensor. It is a coolant sensor. Next, exhaust gas oxygen sensor. It is find out the exhaust gas oxygen value in engine. Okay, let's see the first sensor, airflow rate sensor. It is identify the volume and the density of the air in the engine, because in engine we have a particular air rate, particular airflow we required. So we need to calculate the airflow as well as fuel flow. Then only the combustion process will be ignited. Okay, we need to define a airflow rate. So for defining the purpose, we are using airflow rate sensor. This is probably the best way to measure the amount of air at an engine takes. How much air the engine takes will be done in the engine. Okay, there are two types of airflow rate sensor are used. One is analog, another one is digital. Okay, the principle of the system is a constant voltage is applied to the heated film or heated wire. This film or wire is positioned in the airstream or in an airflow sampling channel and is heated by the electrical current that the voltage produces. As airflow across it, it cools down. The heated wire or flame is a positive temperature coefficient distance. The variations in the temperature flow in the wire identified by the EC unit, the electronic control unit. It will define the airflow rate in the engine process. Okay, we will see engine crankshaft angular position sensor. It is identify the position of the wheel as well as speed of the um, wheel. So it is have a different the wheels mounted by the different slots. These slots define the position of the wheel. We have a stationary detector. This detector will convert into the pulse. So that means we can find out the speed of the wheel as well as position of the wheel. Hall effect is the most process used in the sensors. It is converts magnetic energy into the electrical energy. They consist of basically thin piece of rectangular p-type semiconductor material such as gallium arsenide, indium antimonide, and indium arsenide, passing a continuous current through itself. When the device is placed within a magnetic field, the magnetic flux lines a force on the semiconductor material which is deflect the charge carriers electron and hole to either side of the semiconductor slab. This movement of charge carries is a result of the magnetic force they experience passing through the semiconductor materials. By using the effect of generating a measurable voltage by using a magnetic field is called Hall effect. Throttle position sensor. So throttle position sensor is used to monitor the throttle valve position in internal combustion engines. TPS is usually located on the throttle valve spindle. This sensor is a potentiometer providing a variable resistance dependent on the position of the throttle valve. When throttle valve in the normal condition, the potentiometer value will be the resistance will be 0. When it is moved into some particular angle, the potentiometer value, that is the resistance value, will be varying. Using of this condition, we can identify the position of the throttle valve. Next one, temperature sensor. It is identify the temperature inside the engine. So normally we are using a coolant temperature sensor. It will identify the up to 245 degree Fahrenheit, and with respect to the resistance, the basic functional principle to the coolant temperature sensor begins with the ignition switch. When the ignition switch is on, voltage passes through the resistor and heats it. So normal condition, when we put current into the resistance, it will produce the heat. That concept used in the temperature sensor. Next one, exhaust gas sensor. Exhaust gas sensor also used known as lambda sensor. It is measured the oxygen proportion in the exhaust gas. The sensor is the part of the emission control system that provides the data to the engine management computer. The input from the oxygen sensor is used to balance the fuel mixes. This is the diagram for exhaust gas oxygen sensor. Okay, first part finished. Second part will be actuator. So actuators are devices used to produce action or motion. Okay, mainly it is input is electrical signal or air fluids like that, pressure like that. That means actuator means that converts one form of energy into another form of energy, like motors, valves like that. So electrical energy can be low power or high power. That is, it is a linear displacement or velocity will be given to the actuators. Okay, this is a diagram for basic actuators. So types of actuator: hydraulic actuator, pneumatic actuator, mechanical, electrical. These are the types of actuators. Then function in output function we can divide into two pumps, that is linear actuator and rotary actuator. First one, hydraulic actuator, is hydraulic systems are used to control the transmit power. A pump driven by the primer mover creates the flow of fluid. To control the flow of fluid, we can transfer the energy into linear or rotate motion. That is hydraulic actuator. So for example, linear actuator and rotary actuator. That is, linear means provides motion in straight line. Rotary means produce continuous rotational motion. Hydraulic jack, hydraulic brake, hydraulic ram like that. Next one, pneumatic actuator. It converts energy formed by the compressed air at the highest pressure into the either linear or rotary motion. So airflow that will produce the linear motion or rotary motion. Mechanical actuator. It is mechanical linear actuator typically operated by conversion of rotary motion into linear motion. So in this diagram we have a example for mechanical actuator. Example: screw, wheel and axle cam, like that. Next one, electrical actuator. We know that it is a motor. Electrical actuated systems are very widely used in control systems. Every motor works on the principle that when a current carrying a conductor is placed in the magnetic field, it explains the mechanical forces. That means when current conductor placed in a magnetic field, it will produce some mechanical forces like the rotary or linear motions. Example, DC motor, AC motor, and stepper is examples. Next, piezoelectric actuators. The application of electric field to a piezoelectric crystal leads to a physical deformation of the crystal. We are giving the input to the electric field to produce the physical deformation on the crystal. This is a piezoelectric actuator. Advantages are short response time, ability to create high forces, like that. So disadvantages have small strains, high supply voltage needed. That is, the fuel injector is an electronic controlled mechanical device which is used in inject or spray the fuel into the engine for the preparation of correct air fuel mixture, which in turn provides efficient combustion to the engine. The position of the fuel injector differs for different engine designs, but usually they are mounted on the engine head with a tip inside the combustion chamber of the engine. Next one, exhaust recirculation actuators. This system is one of the several vehicle emission control systems. It helps reduce the amount NOx in the exhaust gas. Nitrogen oxides are normally formed in the process of combustion in the engine cylinders. The EGR system reduces the combustion temperature by diverting a small portion of the exhaust gas back into the intake manifold. Next is stepper motor. Stepper motor actuators are most popular type of actuator used in the variety of industries. The actuator is the step method to perform the particular movement in the any applications. It is used in the printers, floppy drives, scanners, and even CNC machines. These are the advantages of stepper motor: high accuracy, flexibility, stability, cost saving. So finally, vacuum operated actuators. Vacuum is a linear actuator. That mechanism creates a artificial vacuum pressure to move the piston or diaphragm. This is similar to where the actuators used electrical energy, hydraulic pressure, or compressed gases to produce motion force. Vacuum actuator can found in a wide range of machines from car engines to various air conditioning systems. Thank you.